Today on Talk Show Host with Learning Disability, our host Keith Andrew sits down with upcoming professional actor Joseph Walker. Make sure like, share, and subscribe to stay all up to date with brand new video content. Now get that drink and popcorn and enjoy the show.
I am your host, Keith Andrew, and you're watching the Talk Show Host of a Learning Disability. The following is brought to you by the Keith Andrew Network. That's available on Facebook and all social media. So if you're watching, make sure to hit that plus icon, leave a comment for me and our guests. Today, we sit down with upcoming professional actor, Mr. Walker. It is a real honor and privilege to have you with us. With that being said, you're going to hear from Mr. Walker when we come back from this commercial break. But make sure to hit that YouTube icon, like, share, and subscribe when we come back from this commercial break.
Hi, my name is Joseph Walker. I was just interviewed by Keith Andrew. He is a dynamic host. I really enjoy talking with him. He makes you feel at home, and I appreciate his honesty and courtesy. He's a very good host.
We're back from a quick commercial break. I'm here with Mr. Walker. You were a great guest. We did our interview back in June. So if you go to YouTube, type in KeithAndrewNetwork, hashtag KeithAndrewNetwork, you get to enjoy 1,222 episodes. Our last episode we did was in June. So you can do the before and after. I did promise you to have you back on the show. I know I didn't look like Lex Luthor the last time we talked, but I really needed the haircut. And it's the middle of the summer. You know how it is.
Absolutely.
So we have the top 15 acting questions where we're going to talk about, and you can ask me anything you want, normal conversation, you're making a new friend. But just in case you were wondering, and for the viewers who are wondering, what is the Keith Andrew Network? What is the talk show host with a learning disability? That's a good question. I will answer that. The whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities to never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. So prove to them and still amount to something. So that being said, everyone's more than welcome on the show. You do not need to have any types of disabilities to be on my show. Just the fact you're taking the time to be on the show, you're supporting a talk show host with a disability. That's enough out of me. This is about you. So we're going to start off with number one. What is the biggest change you want to make in your acting career?
Good question. The biggest change I want to make in my acting career is I would like to be more visible. I would say visible. And because when you're more visible, then more people will want to work with you. Because let's say if you're just Joe Schmo, not that many people want to work with you, unfortunately. But when you got a little bit more, that's what's his name. Let's say if I write something out, I want Britney Spears to play that part, and Britney Spears, who's Joe Schmo. But
Right.
if you say, that's what's his name, I'll give it the thought. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with you. And excuse the bad term I was gonna use. We're in the same boat because I've been doing this for 12 and a half years. As I mentioned, 1,222 episodes. No one knows who I am. It's like you don't want to be stereotyped. You don't want to be, oh,
Exactly.
you're that producer guy, or hey, you're that talk show host with a disability. And well, thanks for noticing me, well, chip on my shoulder. But yes, I'm more, don't judge a book by its cover because you are more
Don't
than
judge a book by its cover.
what you read on, or I'm in the same position as you, and it's just it doesn't matter how much value and work and stock you put in yourself. If you're
Hmm.
not getting that recognition that you deserve, then you're really
Exactly.
haven't really you feel like because you are an actor, you're a producer. I do have some great ideas like I talked to you about off the air. You write scripts, but you
True.
feel well, let me ask you this in a question for you, so I'm not rambling. Have you felt like you moved the needle, but looking back, you really didn't move anything?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because basically, to borrow a line from the first Rocky film, if I remember right, there was a scene where Rocky's trainer Mickey was talking to Rocky about training with him, and he said that, I knocked a guy out the ring once, and but who got the press? If I remember, I said Jack Dempsey because he had good management and he was recognized. If I did the same thing, nobody cared. And see, now you can have the same type of what I guess what I'm like you just said. You do something, but you don't really make an impact is basically the answer.
I mean,
Because,
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt. I apologize.
Oh no, no, you're fine. You're fine. I guess that's the point I'm saying is like I say, you can throw a dart at the board, but it barely registers because a name is what registers, unfortunately.
No, it's just like the expression, a piece of turd can hit the toilet, but does it really make an impact?
Yeah,
I just came
yeah.
up with that. I don't know. It sounded funny in my head, but I'll quit my day
Man,
job.
I laughed, I chuckled.
No, I
So
appreciate it. But it's the same thing with me. 12 and a half years. My brother likes to beat me over the head with this. You've been doing this for 12 and a half years. You have 1,000 whatever episodes. What do you have to show for it? No one knows who the hell you are. And I keep saying this, I would rather have it take a long time than being a flash in a pan. Because you can have your 15 minutes of fame and then you
exactly,
disappear into the ether. Just because
exactly,
my building a stack of cards is taking a long time, that doesn't take away from the body of work and the statement that you're leaving behind. As you're an actor
exactly.
and you're a producer and a script writer, you are
Well,
making a body of work.
I am not officially a producer yet, but I have acted and done scripts, and I am creative advisor to my friend and singer, Beloved Jackson.
Oh, no disrespect, but that goes into the body of you're creating yourself a body of work. So
Oh yes, sir.
you have weight to your name.
Yeah, I just trying to get more pounds on it, if you know what I mean.
Hey, you're
So,
trying to find it, I'm trying to lose it. I have a fat neck, if that makes you feel better. So
yeah,
the next one I want to talk to you about, what what are some of the best advice you have ever gotten?
the best advice. Wow, you asked some really thought-provoking questions. Um, best advice I've ever gotten. Wow, I had a dear friend of mine who was actually mentor. He actually taught me how to write scripts and taught me how to write scripts and act a little bit. He even gave me some acting, directing tips. One thing he told me is now I remember. Now I can remember what he taught me. One thing he taught me in terms of writing, he said, genius is borrowing, plagiarism. No, no, let me backtrack. Plagiarism is stealing, genius is borrowing it and making it your own. That's one of the best things he taught me because he told me no idea is 100% completely original. What matters is you take it and put your own expression to it as best as you can. Because, that always stuck with me, because there's nothing new under the sun. Everything's been done before. What matters is what can you add to your own spin to it is all that matters. Like, I could, if there's one story I've written, one person read it said, I could see a little bit of Wizard of Oz in there, but I put my own interpretation to it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so give me a couple of examples. Recently, did you see the new Superman movie?
I have, and
Did you
I'm a
like
huge
it, or
Superman fan.
did you like it, or did you hate it? I hated it.
Oh no, I understand. I understand. And it's funny because it's funny, I'm a huge Superman fan. You can meet my family. They tell me I drove them crazy with Superman when I was a kid. My mother was actually worried about me, to tell you the truth, because I was just so obsessed with Superman. And to answer your question, I liked it. I liked it, but I felt it could have had more.
Right. Could
I,
have been a
it
half hour shorter. He could have cut a half hour out of it.
Yeah, they could have cut a half hour out of it. I felt the plot wasn't really that strong. I felt they could have, you know, it could have been a little bit more heavier to the plot, because and plus, even though I love Lex Luthor as a villain, they use him too much. I get burnt out with I get a little burnt out with Luthor because he's just used too much, and Superman has tons more other villains. I like to see either Brainiac or Darkseid. Maybe in a movie, somebody he can actually throw punches at and they can take it. And don't get me wrong, the only saving grace I liked about the new Superman movie, I think, because I'm a big crypto fan and it had crypto in it.
Likewise.
Yeah, yeah. So don't get me wrong, I thought David Korsnet, the one who plays Superman,
No, he
I
was
thought
good.
yeah, he did a very good job playing Superman. He was excellent. I can't tell who played it best, him or Christopher Reeve, but David Korsnet played it very, very well. But yeah, and I felt the climax wasn't that interesting. I mean, it was a little underwhelming. I guess you best could say because it was just like when I watched it, I said it could have had more, and but it wasn't a bad film. It just like a family member of mine said, good but not great. I'll put it in that category.
Now, with that being said, it's kind of like it had a hot girl in it. I felt like saying, "Hey, bitch, shut up," because all she did was scream. It's like, she's not bad looking, but she kept screaming out, and I'm like, "This is not a hot girl. She's not a whiny little bitch. Stop making her scream." And then they filter in the bird noises. It's like that makes it even freaking worse. On the
Yeah.
Green Lantern, they made him
Uh,
obnoxious. So if you read the cartoon, why Al Jordan and I'm
well,
drawing
it was
after the
actually Guy
blank.
Gardner.
Yes, by Al Jordan and the other John, the other Green Lantern, they hated him, and now you see why, because he's very obnoxious. Uh, but it felt I hated the fact they kept referencing. saying, "Well, we have history. We go back." It's like, God damn it, you guys just met today. What are you high or something? What are you talking about? This is a new Superman. It's a new Lex
Right,
Luthor. Are you
right.
hinting towards the old movies? Or are you
Yeah.
saying in a parallel universe, you had your own story? So it's kind of like, which one is it? It's supposed to be, yes, they said it's a new take on Superman, but the fact they kept hinting towards the old movies, it's like, can you make up your mind and stay with the story?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. And also, well, I agree with you 100% because most people I talk to, they're like, we loved it. We loved it. We thought it was great. And I thought I was in the minority of like, it needed some work. It needed some work because like we said earlier, I thought David Korsney did an excellent job playing Superman. And I like crypto. I think that's the main thing. Crypto. I like the fact that crypto was in it because I'm a huge crypto fan. But then again,
It was
it
not
like
a Guardians movie. That was a complete lie. Oh, if you like the Guardians, you're going to like this. Guardians were funny. I laughed
right.
2 times, maybe like, uh, uh. Okay, I don't really laugh like that, but I mean, almost said Smarkle. I was like, what the hell is Smarkle made? But it made me giggle 2 times.
Right.
Out of 2 hours and a half, you got two
Mm.
laughs out of me. It's kind of like, thanks for trying. You want to play again?
And don't get me wrong, because I'm a huge comic book fan. I like the fact that it had Metamorpho in it. Lesser known comic book characters were in it. So that was cool. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, because Metamorpho was just basically in it towards the end. And it, and once again, like my issue with Superman Returns. Superman Returns wasn't a bad movie, but the mistake they made it more of a love story than an action film. And you don't mind a love story being interwoven into the action, but you can't make that the primary focus of the film.
Now, let me ask you this. Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll give you the last
Oh,
word.
no, no, go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm listening.
How do you feel about Mr. Terrific? Do you think DC redeemed him after Marvel buried him? But now, with that being said, Marvel didn't really bury him. He wasn't first class and he was really good. But in DC, they gave him more of an action role.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, and I like Mr. Terrific in the film because he's supposed to be basically he's smarter than most people, so that gives him that's why he's so damn arrogant and obnoxious, which is fine. That gives him a character trait. He's arrogant and obnoxious because he thinks he's smarter than everybody, and he's usually right. But I agree with you. I like the character, but I think they could have done more with him. Because basically he's smart and he invents things, and that's all he's done. And he's a dick to everybody else. Okay, but what else can we do with it?
Would you say he's like a black excuse me, a black Lex Luthor? He is Lex Luthor, but he's black.
Yeah, yeah, I kind of see that. Except he's the hero. He's on the good side.
Well, so is Lex towards the end. My favorite Lex Luthor, and no disrespect, by that, I do apologize.
Oh,
But
no, 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 you're fine.
my favorite Lex Luthor has to be Michael Rosenbaum and Gene Hackman.
Yeah. Uh, uh, actually, Gene Hackman always holds a special place in my heart. But the two I really liked as Lex Luthor when you mentioned it, because I used to watch the animated series, Clancy Brown,
Right.
Clancy. Clancy Brown was a very good Lex Luthor, and also who else? He really surprised me. Wow, I can't think of his name. John Cryer on Supergirl, and he really surprised me because I'm used to him playing comedic roles, but he did a fantastic job as Lex Luthor.
Speaking of, I kind of have his haircut going on there. But I like John Crider and Two and a Half Men. Now that he shaved his head and he did the whole storyline, like the other guy, pretended to kill himself, and then Jake is older and Two and a Half Men. They're like, oh, we're gonna bring it back. You're gonna bring him back when John Crider looks like freaking Lex Luthor? I mean, okay, it might be funny, but let me ask you, this is gonna sound like a stupid moron question, but you can ask me anything you want because we're friends. I want you to be honest. Do you like ESPN?
Occasionally I watch it, not that often. Okay, if it's sports related, I watch maybe gymnastics or maybe anything martial arts related because I'm a martial arts practitioner. So if it's MMA is on there, or if it's boxing or jujitsu, I might tune in and sit down and watch it.
I believe it was, this is actually a funny story. I believe it was Mike Francisca. And usually, he's a sports announcer, and not everything he says is accurate. But what he said about Superman was, I went to see it because Superman's supposed to be an American hero. All I saw was Superman being beat up and getting the shit knocked out of him for 2.5 hours. And on top of that, the other guy's like, yeah, I took by me and my four kids. And let me ask you something. If you and your four friends went to a movie theater and you got a Coke and I don't know, four small popcorns, hypothetically, how much would you spend?
Wow, another good question. Ooh,
Hypothetically.
hypothetically, I'd say maybe $40.
He said, the other guy said, me and my four kids to one big popcorn, some Coke, and three small popcorns came about $78.
Wow.
It's kind of like, it's ridiculous because with price inflation, and now,
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw recently, there's a rumor WWE is leaving Netflix to go to ESPN, and now you're going to be charged $30 a month. It's a kind of like, yep, I don't need to
What?
see it. I'm not gonna watch it on YouTube, or I don't see it at all. It's a rumor, but I really
Wow.
hope they don't go and work with ESPN because who wants to pay $30 for a pay-per-view?
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
It's a
That's
rumor.
insane.
Don't quote me on it.
But it wouldn't surprise me if it's true.
Hey,
It wouldn't surprise me.
they brought back Brock Lesnar, even after the whole scandal. So anyone can.
Brock Lesnar's back.
Oh, did you want me to spoil it or not really?
I know. Yeah, that's all I need to know. I don't want to hear no more.
But pretty much, it doesn't matter if there's allegations or spoilers. If you are good for the business and they throw a lot of money at you, they're gonna
Hmm.
turn a blind eye. That's all I'm gonna say. But
Mm.
it's true. But going back to what you said originally about not being an original, if I'm gonna pass it over to you, how many times can you see the Superman movie? How many times can you see Spider-Man or Jurassic Park? It's the same thing, copy and paste, copy and paste. So how's this directed at you? As you are a script writer, how do you make yourself original? Passing it over to you.
Uh, well, the what I have to do to make my stories original is this. I have to tell stories from my perception. Because the one thing, like you mentioned, I'm glad you mentioned Superman, Batman, Jurassic Park, Captain America, Spider-Man. If you look at those films, they lack. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love those movies. Every movie I mentioned, I loved. The reason why I believe Spider-Man stands out so well, I was telling a friend of mine this once. Spider-Man goes through what we go through. Spider-Man faces eviction. He faces romantic problems. He faces job scarcity. There's days where he has no money what to speak of. And those are things that we people we go through those emotions. And that's why they don't people why Spider-Man has such an appeal because if I can say to myself, okay, I'm in those shoes with him. Yeah, he can climb walls, shoot webs out of his wrists. That's cool. But this guy's going through what I go through. He can't get a job. His aunt's sick. Um, and in my stories, hopefully, whatever I'm going through at the time, because I hate to put my business out there, but I went through a nasty divorce not too long ago, about 5 years ago, and found out my ex was seeing another guy behind my back, and so yeah, I can, and then that type of storyline is perfect. I can either make either a comedy story or a drama story on what I experienced. In fact, there was a film I really liked back in the day, came out in the 80s with John Cusack called Better Off Dead. Very, very, very funny movie. Very funny movie. But I didn't realize until I was reading some of the history of it, the writer and director of the film, it was actually based off an actual event he went through. His girlfriend broke up with him and he was trying to commit suicide. And but he in the film what he did, he made it a comedy and it was a very funny movie. So that's perception equals originality.
No, you're absolutely right. I not to toot my own horn or anything. No, Hong Kong. I like to refer to myself as the very, and it's true. If you look on YouTube, you look on all social medias, everyone has a talk show. So how can you be different? Well, why not say I'm a talk show host with a learning disability? And because the first I thought it was the Guinness Book of World Records. It's like, hey, look at this. Talk show host with a disability. I've been doing it for 12 and a half years. And then I like very first talk show was actually 1993 when the internet first came out. That was the Guinness Book of World Records. But for me, I'm like, you can't. Yes, there are people like we can work together if you're interested. We can create our own show. But that falls into the category of we can have a show, my brother can have a show, my cat, my dog, the bird can have a show. Everyone can have a show. Copy paste, copy paste. What makes you
Right.
different? What makes me
Exactly.
different is I'm a talk show host with a learning disability. And if you
Hmm.
type that in YouTube or Facebook or whatever social medias you're using, you don't see a disabled person being a talk show host. So in a way, it is kind of a original idea because I'm setting the foundation for it. But you know
Hmm.
for a fact, someone's going to come along and try to outdo it and do it better and better and have money shooting up the ass or anything. But it's kind of just the fact we together took the first step to make it an
Hmm.
announcement and make the foundation. That's all that really matters. Do you agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's like you just said, we, the pioneers, always the ones that leave the trail behind. See, you're the pioneer. And of course, there's going to eventually down the road, somebody's going to come along and say, hey, well, I did this, but you'll always be go down in history as the first. And that
Absolutely.
and first is always important because first means, yeah, you're the one that started it. Everything else branched off of you, but you're the one that originated it. Like we just said, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, they're the ones that created the superhero, which is Superman. He's the first. Now there was other types of before him. There was types of superheroes. You had the Shadow, you had Tarzan. They were heroes with extra abilities, but Superman was really the first costume hero to wear a dual identity. It all started with Superman.
No, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Now, what's the last couple minutes? I want you to be brutally honest because I know I asked you this before, but I want to ask you again. When I first approached you again to be on the talk show, what made you say yes, and how do you feel now? Because there's a lot of people that say, "Oh, you're doing a talk show. We would love to work with you." But as soon as I say I charge by my time, it's kind of like to stick the knife in it. Because I give you an example real fast, going overtime real fast. I came across this woman. She had her own company. It's like, I would love to have you as a guest. Moving back to the glass ceiling, breaking through that, all that, moving the curtain. It's like, oh, you have your own company. You work with all these people. I would love to work with you. Hey, you're a talk show host with a disability. We would love to support someone with disabilities. And I said, I made a mistake of saying, this is my full-time job and I charge like $35 for my time. So pretty much you're hiring me to represent you like you're doing. You hire me, and my job is to make sure you look perfect, you look wonderful, and you get the exposure that you deserve. As soon as I said I get paid for my time, and she's like, I don't want to hear anything else from you. I wish you the best, and I don't want to work with you. Do you think that's the
Yeah.
right attitude?
No, but no, I don't think that's the right attitude. But I understand because what it is, there's a lot of scammers out there,
Right.
unfortunately. And I learned from personal experience, if they say, "Oh, well, you got to pay us to do it," I have people in my family, be careful, it's a scam. And then, but then also, but when you learn a little bit of the networking. And I'm not gonna act like I know all everything, but I learn I learned enough to know that, oh no, no, they're together. Like, they're legit because when I number one, when you approach me to do it again, for one, I knew it'd be good exposure. Also, two, I'm the type of person, if I'm able to, I'll help you out. I
Likewise.
mean, I mean, no worries. I mean, I'm not going to act like I can move a mountain for you, but if I'm if I can help you in any shape, form, or capacity, I will do it.
As long, well, what was going on the record? Did I make a good impression on? Well, obviously, I had to make a good impression on you the first time. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. I'd be talking to myself right now.
Yes, sir.
Now, with that being said, wrapping up, how can our fans and listeners get in touch with you, and what's happening next?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Oh, how can our fans and listeners get in touch with you, and what's happening next for you?
Okay, well, it's a good question. You can check me out on my Instagram page, Cato Fox. No, no, no. Walker Fox. Walker Fox is my Instagram handle. I'll soon be posting more of my upcoming events on there. I'm kind of getting a little bit out of my shyness, so forgive me. Soon I'll start posting some of my upcoming events, and hopefully, God willing, soon I'm supposed to be collaborating. I'm creative advisor to Beloved Jackson, who is a relative of the Jackson family. She's a singer. So she's related to Michael Jackson on his dad's side, if I'm not mistaken. I'm supposed to be collaborating with her pretty soon, and we'll be having some videos coming out. Uh, yeah, we'll be having some videos coming out that I wrote the pieces out, and you can check them on YouTube or Spotify or any music platforming network. And then I believe by the end of the year, God willing, I'm in training for it. I'll should be shooting some action scenes, since because they'll be utilizing my some of my martial arts training for some fight films.
Oh, you're more than
So
welcome to be on the show anytime. Just
no worries, I appreciate it, and we'll be God willing. So I got a lot of work to do. I'm not looking forward to it. Because basically when I train, I gotta bust my ass. it's I gotta bust my ass. I won't even have ass left after what I go through. But it's a grueling work, but it's worth it in the end. When the cameras start rolling, hopefully by the end of the year.
no, absolutely. And I look forward to watching your journey. I do have a couple of questions for you off the air, but this will be
Yes, sir.
shared on all social medias. And until we meet again, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest. And I'll catch you later. Thank you, and have a good night.
No, thank you.